What's up, amigos? This is Commander Jaime here. I'm going to show you guys a different kind of video. It's basically strategies, plays, and combos kind of thing. So I'm starting a new playlist series, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. My friend Denzel asked me about Fenrir Wiseman, the deck, and he specifically asked me, like, what else can they do besides the Wiseman turn? And I wanted to emphasize that you don't have to, like, win on the Wiseman turn. You can win early on. And a good example is on first stride. And on first stride, you can have Wiseman attack a couple of times in the 20 to 30k range. It's pretty easy. So I'm going to go basically to, show off ride to grade 1, grade 2, and then stride kind of thing. And then I'll show you what you can do first stride with Wiseman. Alright, so let's begin. So this is our hand, and it's a decent hand. So let's say they go first. So they're ride to grade 1 and then pass turn. And then back to us. We're going to draw for turn, and we got a strike fighter. So you want to ride Gouja because he's a combo piece in the soul, and so riding is another method to put things into the soul, technically. And on top of that, I'm using Tyro as our starting vanguard because you want her to be in soul, at least one copy of her. If you have one copy of her already in soul, all you need is to like fetch a few more, and you got Wiseman easy, really off. Early on. So yeah. So alright, it's a great one. Other things to do is you can call the crit trigger for Fenrir because you could always shove it into soul later on. And the reason I do that is because sometimes you may not want to give a damage. If let's say you rolled a 6k and then when you drive check, you can place the trigger on like this unit so it doesn't like hit. It's relevant against like Sanctuary Guard, for example. And if not, then you could just have that as a booster or a booster for a rear guard later on. So I'm just going to call it for now, just to show that I put him in the field for now. And then go into attack. So then our drive check reveals a stand trigger. Kind of irrelevant right now, so they take 1 damage. This guy goes to hand. I'm going to put it over here so no glare. Pass turn. And then they'll ride to grade 2, and they'll probably try to be aggro because they know that if the game goes on later, they're going to lose. So they're going to try to rush you with whatever deck they have. So I'm going to assume that I just take 2 damage. So the first damage, perfect guard, and a stand trigger. So I take it and then pass to me. Stand. Draw for turn. We have a witch. Okay. And so the grade 2 options, we have Grappa and Katanaha. You want to ride Grappa as well for the same reason, because you want her in soul. And then what's really cool with Katanaha, for example, is that when you call it, you do the revelation skill. And so the other thing is, if you decide to choose to put the unit in soul, you have to rest something. And so this is one of the handy things why I call this guy to regard. So if you do, you just rest this. It's irrelevant because it's like a 4k boost most of the time. So that kind of thing. So I'm going to do Revelation. Review. It's a Wiseman. You want to put him in soul because you could always fetch him out with Fenrir skill, especially on first try. So that's good. So I'm going to rest this guy. And since you run stands, you can attack with the Vanguard first. You typically want to attack the rear guards because they're more of a threat to you in early game. So you might as well get rid of it. And so your drive check can reveal like a stand trigger, but in this case it didn't. And if it did, you could just stand this and give power here, and it's just a bigger column. So I got to heal. I'm going to heal 1 damage. I'll probably heal the perfect guard so I can unflip later on. And then Katanaha can attack the Vanguard or the Rear-Guard if they chose to save it. And then pass turn. So they ride to grade 3, and then let's say they just call another card, and then they attack Katanaha with the Vanguard just to get rid of her. She's kind of a threat because she gets bigger as stuff goes into the soul. And so they might as well get rid of it, and then they'll attack my Vanguard, and I'll just take the damage. So, strike fighter, not bad. So then they'll probably, attack or something more, and then I'll just like guard with something like a 10k shield, essentially. Then my turn. Stand and drop. I drew another Grappa. So this is my hand so far, right here. So I'm gonna do Fenrir and ride, and we can stride now. So I'm gonna stride into tier. Now Fenrir's on stride skill, you soul charge straight mandatory. And look at that, we already got Taro and a Grappa, so even better. Now, looking at my hand, there's not much to do right now, but your soul is a different story. So we got 2 Taros, we have a Wiseman, we have a Grappa, so we could do stuff. So the first thing to do is probably use tier skill, so you can get Wiseman on board. I'm going to do the 2 witches, and probably the Wiseman, of course. Yep. So, soul blessing these 3, as you can see. I'll check the top card, because tier said so. I want to keep this so I can like soul charge it, because I used the Grappas, so they're going to proc later on. So, leave it on top. I'm going to do Grappas, since there's 2 of them. I soul charge 2 for each, so a total of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great, great. We got another Galja. And then Fenrir skill. We'll Counter Blast. I'm going to Counter Blast the stand trigger. Bring back Wiseman. And in this case, I'll just put him here. So, there, we already got Wiseman on board. Pretty easy. So, the other thing is, you can call something as another attacker from your hand. And in this case, it's this. I'm going to call this, and then I'm going to call the gray one as a booster. So, it's more threatening. At least for the final bout kind of thing. So now, you have him, and you have him. So you can proc their skills, and essentially is, you bottom deck them, you choose a unit standard, and then give it +3. And then if you have Fenrir in the name, you can soul charge 2, and give it +3 to another unit as well. You could be the same unit. So a total of 6k, and soul charge 2. So I'm going to do the first one, bottom deck it, +6, soul charge 2, 1, 2. Another one, bottom deck, soul charge 2. Okay. +6. So Wiseman is now 22 on his own. Okay. Now we'll check our soul for potentially other plays. So we have 2 Taros, so we'll restand twice. And as you can see, there isn't really anything else we can do right now. So at this point, we can go into the battle phase. Now, tier soul charges if you reveal a non-grade 0. So keep that in mind. Which is still good because it feeds soul. And you can get more like combo pieces, like more witches and more Taros, for example. So now we'll attack something. You probably want to attack the Vanguard to have a little pressure. This hits Vanguard because it's 13. So they might like guard this with a 5k shield somewhere or an intercept. That's fine. And then with tier skill, not tier skill, when tier attacks, now you can proc the crit trigger from earlier you put down, and +5 and draw a card. We drew a Strike Fighter. Cool, not bad. So now it's 31 to the face. They'll probably think about taking it or guarding it. They're not sure. They'll probably take it. Just to get like a trigger or something. So it's more manageable to defend against the Wiseman. So the first check reveals a grade 2. So I'm going to soul charge 3. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Second check. Got a stand trigger, ironically. So stand and power to Wiseman. We're going to abuse Wiseman more. And then the third check. We got a crit trigger. Ooh, that's nasty. So I'm going to put all effects on Wiseman. So the nice thing is, it's like playing Aqua Force. You stack crits on restandards, and they're like a threat. Now, Wiseman is going to restand multiple times, so it's even more scarier. So we got a crit. So all effects here. They take a damage. If they don't get a trigger, you could attack Vanguard again, you know, or whatever. And now, this is where the magic begins. So now, Wiseman will attack, use the skill to Soul Blast 2, 3. Sure, why not? Soul Blast these 3. One of them is the stand trigger. Gets +4. So he was +12 from the Galjas. So he's 22. +4 from the skill makes him 26, which is nice. And then he just got the crit trigger and the stand trigger. So that's another +10. So I'm making him 36 base. And yeah, 36 base with crit. And so this will resolve, standing it, and then, you know, bottom deck itself. So they still have to guard that. If they think that they have to take this, otherwise they'll have to drop a lot of hand if they don't have a PG or a G Guardian. they'll probably take this one and probably push to like 3, 4, 5 damage by now. So that kind of thing. And so now we're gonna do again the skill. So we'll just do this, that, and that. And so now we have one more restand, essentially. And then, of course, bottom deck. And restand. So now the 36 crit to the face. They'll probably guard this because they might go to 6 or 7 damage at this point. So they have to guard. And then on top of this, you do it one more time. And, you do the skill one more time to hit an actual number that's relevant. So I'm going to just do these guys, I guess. So 36 plus 7, 43, crit 2. If you can't guard this, you're dead. If you do, you're losing hand. And yeah, that was it. So we got basically 2 restands, 3 attacks total with Wiseman, with crit, 36k to the face, and then of course boosted at the last battle for 43. So yeah. As you can see, Wiseman on first drive can be deadly, and then especially if you can like stack crits on him. So they're ideal when you do turns like on Tier or on Vanagander. Vanagander is a lot easier to do because you check the top 4 and then you stack them however you want. You know, so things like that, you can have them like crit 3 for no reason with the Vanagander turn, and just like since it's a trigger, they're getting +5 per trigger, so it's getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe, like, and comment. See ya.